Listen carefully. This isn't motivation. This is a directive, a psychological reset, a purge. If you truly want power, not the illusion of power, not the social media performance of power, but actual psychological dominance, you must first learn the art of elimination. You must remove the weaknesses that compromise your influence, your mind, and your future. Most people try to add more to their lives, more routines, more books, more advice. But the masters of power, they subtract, quietly, ruthlessly, without apology. This is mental thought. And today, I'm giving you the 12 things you must eliminate from your life if you ever want to become unshakable. Machiavelli warned, "He who becomes master of a city accustomed to freedom and does not destroy it must expect to be destroyed himself." Apply that inward. If you do not destroy the things inside you that resist discipline, you will be destroyed by them. This monologue is not here to make you feel good. It's here to make you impossible to manipulate. Before we begin, comment this phrase: "I choose power over comfort." Write it, claim it, and let the world witness your shift. Now breathe, lock in. Section 1. Eliminate weak-tongued people. Your circle is your battlefield. And most people lose their war before it even starts because they surround themselves with soft tongues, weak minds, and people who collapse under pressure. If someone cannot control their mouth, they cannot be trusted with your vision. Loose talk is how plans die. It's how enemies get fed. It's how empires crumble. A Machiavellian mind understands loyalty is rare, discretion is power, and silence is a weapon. You must eliminate the people who gossip, complain, overshare, or speak without thinking. These are not friends, they're liabilities. They sabotage you through small conversations, subtle doubts, careless opinions. And they will never admit it, because betrayal never looks like betrayal at first. If they speak badly about others, they will speak badly about you. Cut them off quietly. Don't argue. Don't announce it. Just vanish. Power moves in silence. Weakness needs attention. Before you continue, comment this phrase: "My silence is my power." Say it out loud. Write it below. Own it. If you're still here, it means you're different. It means you're building an inner fortress, not a public image. Now stay sharp. Section 2 is coming next. Ask for it when you're ready. Section 2. Eliminate emotional reactions. You will never become powerful if you are easy to provoke. A man who reacts loses. A man who responds wins. In the world of strategy, the first to get emotional is the first to lose leverage. This is why true power is cold, controlled, calculated. Machiavelli understood that fear, reputation, and influence are built through restraint, not rage. You must eliminate emotional reactions from your life the same way an assassin eliminates noise, silently and without hesitation. Every time you explode, complain, or take things personally, you hand your enemy the blueprint to destroy you. You are giving them access to your buttons, your weaknesses, your patterns. Never let anyone read your face. Never let them hear your panic. Never let them sense your insecurity. Your emotions are intel. Protect them like state secrets. A Stoic does not suppress emotion. He masters it. You still feel anger, disappointment, betrayal. But instead of reacting, you channel those feelings into strategy, discipline, and forward movement. This is psychological warfare. Control yourself and you control the battlefield. From this point forward, your new rule is simple. Outthink everyone, outsilence everyone, outsurvive everyone. Someone insults you? Smile internally. Someone doubts you? Let them. Someone betrays you? Remember, but never break. The greatest revenge is composure. Comment this phrase right now to carve it into your psychology. I respond with strategy, not emotion. Say it once, then live it daily. If you master this elimination, you become unpredictable. And the unpredictable are untouchable. Remember this: power is not loud. It is quiet, patient, and terrifying. When you stop being emotionally available to everyone, you stop being accessible to their control. That is when they start to fear you and respect you. Your mind becomes your fortress and your weapon. Section 3. Eliminate the need for validation. Let me tell you something brutally honest. Most people are not controlled by chains, laws, or enemies. They are controlled by approval. The craving to be liked, accepted, and understood is the silent prison that keeps millions psychologically enslaved. If you want to be untouchable, you must eliminate the need for validation, completely and without hesitation. The Machiavellian mind does not ask, do they approve? It asks, does this increase my power? Validation is the cheapest drug in the world. It's free, addictive, and always available. And that's why it destroys people. A man who needs applause is a man who can be manipulated. A woman who needs praise is a woman who can be controlled. Once someone knows you want their approval, they own you. They can bait you, flatter you, shame you, or silence you. They don't need force. Your need does the work for them. This is why the most dangerous people in history, business, and psychology have one thing in common. They detached from public opinion. They did not need permission to move. They operated based on strategy, not acceptance. The world calls them ruthless, but what they really were was free. From now on, you will stop explaining yourself. You will stop overthinking how you look, sound, or are perceived. You will stop seeking applause for progress. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be remembered. When you eliminate validation addiction, you become unpredictable. You become self-sufficient. You become someone others can't control, guilt trip, or emotionally blackmail. That's when your psychological power spikes. People don't know what you want from them. Suddenly they start seeking your validation. Say this out loud and comment it below. Approval is optional. Power is essential. Write it. Own it. Let it burn the old version of you. You're not here to make everyone comfortable. You are here to build a mind so fortified that praise and criticism feel identical. That is real freedom. That is the Machiavellian advantage. That is the path to becoming untouchable. When you're ready for Section 4, ask for it. Section 4. Eliminate the fear of being hated. If you want to rise, understand this now. You will be resented, misunderstood, judged, and yes, hated. It's not a possibility. It's a guarantee. Power always creates tension. Strength always exposes weakness. And the moment you stop living for approval, the world turns on you. But that moment is exactly when you begin to evolve into someone they can no longer control. Most people bend their entire lives around being liked. They dilute their opinions, suppress their ambition, hide their intelligence, and play small just to avoid discomfort. But that is not strategy. That is self-erasure. Hate is the tax you pay for greatness. If they're talking behind your back, you're already one step ahead of them. Machiavelli himself said it plainly. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. That doesn't mean cruelty. It means independence from approval. When you stop chasing love, you become respected. When you stop fearing rejection, you become impossible to manipulate. When you stop needing their acceptance, you start commanding their attention. The fear of being hated is one of the most paralyzing psychological chains on earth. It stops people from speaking truth, taking risks, and pursuing what they want. But here's the truth they'll never teach you. Being universally liked is a symptom of weakness. It means you've never challenged anything. You've never set boundaries. You've never stood so firmly in your identity that someone felt threatened by it. Greatness is polarizing. Power is polarizing. Purpose is polarizing. You cannot build an empire if you're afraid of making enemies. Every lion has critics. Every king has traitors. Every strong mind has doubters. But none of that matters when you eliminate the fear of their opinion. And here's the twist. The moment you become okay with being disliked, people actually respect you more. Why? Because they can't sway you. They can't guilt trip you. They can't silence or socially control you. Your strength makes them uncomfortable, but it also makes them pay attention. Repeat this phrase out loud and comment it below like a declaration. Rejection does not threaten me. Fear does not guide me. That phrase is psychological armor. You are not here to avoid negative feelings. You are here to build unshakable power. The kind of power that no rumor, insult, or gossip can touch. You're not building a fan base. You're building a legacy. If you're ready for Section 5, ask for it. Section 5. Eliminate self-betrayal. There is no enemy more dangerous than the one inside your own skull. Not critics, not doubters, not haters. Self-betrayal is the silent assassin that destroys more dreams than failure ever could. It happens when you break promises to yourself, when you know what you should do and still avoid it, when you allow weakness to overrule intention. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you vote against your future. Machiavelli warned rulers about internal conspiracies more than external enemies. Apply that same philosophy inward. The moment you let your impulses, excuses, and emotions overthrow your discipline, you have staged a coup against your own potential that is self-betrayal. You become the architect of your own mediocrity. You must eliminate it with precision, not with motivation, not with vague goals, through strategy, structure, and psychological warfare against your weaker self. You don't hope for discipline. You engineer it, you enforce it, you set rules that are more powerful than moods. Because moods are temporary, but consequences are permanent. The truth is simple. You already know what you need to do. Wake up earlier, improve your body, build financial leverage, cut distractions, study more, speak less, control your vices. But knowing isn't the problem, obeying yourself is. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you teach your brain that your word means nothing. That's how self-respect dies. The goal is not just to master habits, it's to become someone whose own instructions cannot be negotiated. A powerful man is not someone who dominates others. A powerful man is someone who cannot be conquered by himself. That is the highest form of power psychology. To eliminate self-betrayal, start with micro-promises. Not grand fantasies, simple commands. If you say you're training today, you train. If you say you're reading tonight, you read. If you say you're done with a toxic habit, you cut it off like a severed artery. Not because it's easy, but because your integrity is non-negotiable. You must become predictable to yourself and unpredictable to everyone else. And when your mind tries to negotiate, remember this rule. If it doesn't strengthen me, it gets eliminated. You are not weak. You are simply undisciplined. But discipline is not a personality trait. It is a decision repeated until it becomes identity. Once you eliminate self-betrayal, everything changes. Your confidence becomes real. Your word becomes law. Your goals stop being fantasies and start becoming inevitabilities. Now I want you to write a phrase in the comments to tattoo this lesson into your subconscious. Type it exactly. I am done betraying myself. Type it like a vow. Say it like you mean it. Let the world see your declaration. You are not fighting laziness. You are fighting betrayal. And the day you stop betraying yourself is the day every other betrayal stops hurting, because you will finally trust the person in the mirror. Power begins there. Self-respect begins there. Your evolution begins there. If you're ready for Section 6, ask for it. Section 6. Eliminate the illusion of time. The greatest lie society ever sold you is that you have time. You don't. You never did. Every year you delay your discipline, your purpose, your dominance. You're not standing still. You're falling behind. You're quietly handing power to the people who started before you and refused to stop. That's why this elimination is brutal. You must erase the subconscious belief that later exists. Later is a graveyard where dreams go to rot. There is only now. Machiavelli understood that fortune favors the bold, not the hesitant. Power belongs to those who act before the world is ready. Most people waste their lives waiting for permission, for motivation, for the right mood, or perfect conditions. But the winners, the rulers, the psychological predators, they pull the trigger while everyone else is still thinking. Time is not infinite. It is a disappearing currency. If you aren't investing it, you're burning it. Every distraction you indulge in, every pointless habit you repeat, every hour lost to scrolling is a silent surrender. Not to an enemy, but to your weaker self. That version of you is obsessed with comfort. It is killing you slowly. Eliminating the illusion of time means you must confront the brutal truth. You are running out of chances. The window of peak performance shrinks every year. Your brain will never be more adaptable than it is now. Your energy will never be this accessible again. Your opportunities are not guaranteed to repeat themselves. When you understand this, urgency becomes instinct, not panic, clarity. Every minute becomes a weapon. You stop killing time and start using it to kill your limits. There is a dark psychology behind this. The human brain only changes under pressure. Deadlines make us evolve. Mortality creates meaning. The Stoics reflected on death daily not to be morbid, but to become powerful. When you eliminate the illusion of time, you begin operating with intensity. You work while others rest. You move while they hesitate. And suddenly, they call you lucky, not realizing you simply ran out of patience for excuses. So here is your command. Stop thinking about the future and start attacking the present. Do the work now. Build the skill now. Cut the distraction now. Take the risk now. If you hesitate long enough, your potential becomes regret. Nothing is more painful than realizing you became exactly what you swore you wouldn't. Average. Comment this phrase right now as a declaration of psychological war. Time is my weapon, not my excuse. Etch it into your identity. Because once you eliminate the illusion of time, you eliminate procrastination, entitlement, and fear. You become dangerous, you become inevitable. And while everyone else waits for the perfect moment, you create it. Let me make this clearer. Time is the only resource equal among kings and beggars. The difference is how it is spent. Some build empires from the same hours others waste on entertainment. Some sharpen their minds while others drown in distraction. Every second is a vote. You are either voting for the life you want or the life you'll regret, and most people are voting themselves into mediocrity. You must live with a predator's mindset toward time. Treat every hour like territory. Defend it aggressively. Guard your mornings. Eliminate aimless conversations. Quit performing urgency and start enforcing results. People say they want to change, but they schedule it for someday. Someday is where weak men go to die. Understand this, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody will hand you discipline. Nobody will force you to evolve. That burden is yours. That power is yours. That responsibility is yours. The clock is already running and your competitors aren't waiting. The question isn't, do you have enough time? The real question is, will you earn the right to use the time you have left? So before you ask for the next level, ask yourself one thing. If your life ended 1 year from today, would you be proud of how you spent the last 12 months? If the answer is no, then your clock just started. No more waiting. No more delay. This is your ultimatum. Move now. Ask for Section 7 when you're ready. Section 7. Eliminate the weak identity. Your identity is your operating system. If it is weak, everything built on top of it collapses under pressure. Most people don't fail because they lack talent, ambition, or opportunity. They fail because their identity never evolved. They cling to outdated labels, old beliefs, and low expectations that were programmed into them by weak people. They walk around saying, "That's just who I am," not realizing that they are defending the very cage that keeps them powerless. A Machiavellian mind does not accept identity as something inherited. It treats identity like territory to be conquered and reshaped. You must eliminate the weak version of yourself, not symbolically, not emotionally, but strategically. That means killing the internal narrative that tells you you're average, incapable, unlucky, or stuck. As long as you believe that story, you will live inside it forever. Identity is not what you say, it's what you consistently do. If you keep acting like a coward, you become one. If you keep acting like a leader, eventually you are one. The subconscious is simple. It will believe whatever you prove through repetition. So here is your power. If you want to become strong, start behaving like the strong. If you want to become disciplined, act disciplined every day. Even when it feels fake, eventually it becomes real. The weak identity thrives on emotional impulses. The strong identity thrives on principles. One chases comfort, the other chases conquest. You must shift from identity by default to identity by design. Every morning you wake up, you should be asking, what version of myself am I feeding today? Because the version you feed is the version that survives. This elimination requires psychological violence, not against others, but against old beliefs. You must be willing to offend your past self. You must be willing to bury the identity that people recognize you by. If they say, "You've changed," that is the highest compliment. A man stuck in the same identity for years has not lived, he has merely existed. To eliminate the weak identity, start auditing your language. eliminating phrases like "I can't," "I'm not that type of person," and "that's just how I am." These are mental chains disguised as personality. Replace them with identity-shaping language. I am becoming dangerous. I am building discipline. I am the type of person who finishes. Every sentence creates psychological architecture. Speak carefully. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be the author of your fortune than merely its beneficiary." Identity works the same way. If you don't design who you are becoming, someone else will. Society will make you soft. Friends will make you static. Comfort will make you forget you ever wanted more. This is where the dark psychology comes in. Human beings act in alignment with the identity they believe they deserve. If you secretly think you are weak, you will sabotage strength. If you secretly believe you are unworthy of success, you will unconsciously destroy opportunity. The strongest prison is not physical, it is psychological self-concept. Your new identity must be forged like a weapon, intentionally, relentlessly, without apology. Choose who you will be. Back it with behavior. Defend it with boundaries. That is how you become someone others cannot predict, manipulate, or reduce. Comment this declaration right now. My identity is under my control. Say it and write it. Because the moment you truly take ownership of identity, nobody, not your past, not your circumstances, not anyone, can define you again. The weak identity dies today. The powerful identity begins now. But understand this, identity is not a one-time decision. It is war. Every day your past will try to drag you back. Every day weakness will negotiate with you. Every day mediocrity will whisper, just stay the same. That is why most people never become dangerous, because they treat transformation like inspiration instead of combat. Your identity must be enforced like territory, defended like a throne, upgraded like a weapon system. And here is the ultimate truth. The most powerful people in the world aren't the ones who have everything. They're the ones who decided once and for all who they are. There is no greater psychological advantage than a self-concept that cannot be shaken. When you know who you are, opinions become noise, failure becomes feedback, progress becomes inevitable. When you eliminate the weak identity, life stops happening to you and starts responding to you. People treat you differently. Your standards rise. Your focus sharpens. You stop chasing approval. The world bends to those who know themselves. So decide now. Will you cling to the version of yourself that keeps you small, or will you evolve into the version that terrifies your excuses? Rewrite yourself. Rebuild yourself. Reforge yourself. And never apologize for the power you become. Ask for Section 8 when you're ready, without hesitation. Section 8. Eliminate unearned loyalty. There is a dangerous myth infecting your mind. The idea that loyalty should be automatic, unconditional, and eternal. That you owe people your time, your access, your energy simply because they've known you, supported you once, or share your blood. That is not loyalty. That is emotional blackmail. A smart ruler gives loyalty only where it is earned, proven, and strategically wise. Everyone else gets distance. Machiavelli understood this deeply. Loyalty without leverage is not loyalty. It is dependency. And dependency breeds betrayal. You must eliminate unearned loyalty from your life. This includes friends who drain you, family members who manipulate you, partners who hold you back, and anyone who expects your devotion while contributing nothing to your growth. This is not cruelty. This is self-preservation. A kingdom falls when the wrong people are allowed to stay close. So does a mind, a career, a life. Loyalty should be based on alignment, not history. A shared past does not guarantee a shared future. Most people cling to old relationships out of guilt, obligation, or fear of being alone. They think cutting someone off means they're heartless. But listen carefully. There is a difference between being ruthless and being responsible with your power. You are not obligated to keep people in your life simply because they are comfortable with who you used to be. The Machiavellian reality is this: many people only support you as long as you stay beneath them. The moment you change, evolve, rise, or stop being dependent, they begin to resent you. Their loyalty was never real. It was convenience. It was control. Eliminate them quietly, without a speech, without a warning. Your silence will say everything. Unearned loyalty destroys kings and corporations alike. You see it everywhere. Leaders betrayed by those they overtrusted. Workers loyal to companies that would fire them in a heartbeat. Partners giving everything to someone who would abandon them when things stop benefiting them. If you want to be untouchable, then you must learn this rule. Not everyone deserves access, especially not those who demand it. This is where dark psychology enters. People who haven't earned your loyalty will try to use guilt, nostalgia, or morality to keep you loyal. They'll bring up the past. They'll play victim. They'll accuse you of changing, but you must understand this. These tactics are not signs of love. They are signs of entitlement. None of it matters. The question you should ask is simple. Does this person strengthen my mission or weaken it? If they weaken it, they go. This doesn't mean you become cold to everyone. It means you become precise. You reward loyalty with loyalty. You invest in the few who prove consistency, respect, and shared standards. You protect alliances with those who show reliability under pressure, but you do not bleed for people who would watch you drown. Most people never rise because they are chained to anchors disguised as relationships. They keep watering dead plants hoping for fruit. They keep pouring loyalty into people who see it as their right, not a privilege that ends here. Real loyalty is reciprocal, not one-sided. It's built by shared struggle, honesty, and aligned values. It is tested by conflict, pressure, and time. It remains strong even when opinions differ. If someone demands loyalty but collapses under pressure, they have disqualified themselves. Remove them, not out of hatred, but out of strategy. You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You are not required to sabotage your future to protect someone else's comfort. You are building a fortress, not a charity. And your loyalty, when deserved, will be the most valuable currency you offer. That is why you must guard it. There will be people who say you're cold, that you've changed, that you're distant. Good. The more powerful you become, the smaller your circle must get. You're not antisocial. You are anti-distraction, anti-drag, anti-dead weight. A lion has a pride, not a crowd. You need to start judging people by their patterns, not their promises. Loyalty is not proven through words. Everyone can speak beautifully. Loyalty is proven through action, consistency, and sacrifice. Watch who claps when you win. Watch who disappears when you struggle. Watch who stays when you set boundaries. That is where the truth reveals itself. Now, I want you to comment this phrase as a psychological declaration. My loyalty is earned, not given. Write it. Claim it. Let it be your filter, because once you eliminate unearned loyalty, your life transforms, your time frees, your energy increases, your clarity sharpens. You stop negotiating your standards, you stop apologizing for protecting yourself, and you finally understand the difference between being liked and being respected. Stop confusing history with value. Stop giving loyalty to people who would never give it back. Stop trying to revive relationships that die every time you stop carrying them. Your mission requires strength, not sentimental weakness. You will lose people on this path, but what you gain is worth infinitely more. Self-respect, mental clarity, strategic alliances, and emotional sovereignty. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some only deserve to watch from a distance, and a few deserve to be permanently locked outside the fortress. This is how power is built, through controlled access, through earned trust, through selective loyalty. You are not abandoning people, you are graduating from them. You are choosing alignment over attachment, discipline over guilt, evolution over nostalgia. When you eliminate unearned loyalty, you eliminate manipulation, resentment, and sabotage. You become strategic with your alliances, guarded with your energy, and immune to emotional games. You become untouchable. Section 9. Eliminate comfort-based decision-making. Comfort is the most seductive poison in the world. It doesn't kill you instantly. It rots you slowly. It makes you tolerate mediocrity, avoid discomfort, and sabotage your own evolution without realizing it. If you want power, growth, and psychological dominance, you must eliminate comfort-based decision-making, because every significant transformation requires friction, pressure, and risk. And the person who always chooses what feels good will never become someone who stands out. Comfort tells you to hit snooze. Power tells you to get up. Comfort tells you to avoid confrontation. Power tells you to speak with precision. Comfort makes you crave reassurance. Power makes you self-reliant. A Machiavellian mind does not ask, "Do I feel like it?" It asks, "Does this strengthen my position?" Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are unconsciously training yourself to lose. The body relaxes, but the mind decays. The world rewards discomfort. The gym, the negotiation, the confrontation, the lonely nights spent building instead of escaping. Everything you admire in powerful men was forged through friction. Comfort-based decisions are disguised as self-care, taking it easy and waiting for the right time. But hear me clearly, comfort is rarely rest. It is resistance. Rest builds strength. Comfort avoids responsibility. Know the difference. From this moment forward, your decisions must be based not on what feels good, but on what makes you sharper, stronger, and more dangerous. If you want a life most people will never have, you must do what most people will never do. Comment this phrase now. I choose growth over comfort. Write it like a contract. When you eliminate comfort-based decisions, you become unstoppable. Section 10. Eliminate the fear of standing alone. If you truly want power, you must learn to walk alone, mentally, emotionally, and strategically. Most people never reach dominance because they're terrified of operating without approval, backup, or companionship. They seek permission before movement. They seek reassurance before action. They want to be surrounded before they dare to lead. That mindset is death to greatness. You must eliminate the fear of standing alone, because every great leap begins in isolation. The king is crowned alone. The warrior sharpens his blade alone. The builder makes the first brick alone. Machiavelli taught that a leader must be prepared to act against the will of others if circumstances demand it. That requires independence, spine, inner steel, and that only grows in solitude. Standing alone does not mean being lonely. It means being self-owned. It means being able to move without waiting for validation. It means knowing that your vision is worth more than the crowd's approval. Weak men need company. Strong men build empires, then choose their alliances wisely. There is a moment in every powerful person's life where they realize this truth. Not everyone is meant to come with you. And that's not loss, that's alignment. Comment this now. I stand alone, but never weaker for it. Write it, claim it, embody it. Because when you eliminate the fear of standing alone, you stop being influenced, manipulated, or slowed down. You become untouchable. And if this entire monologue struck a nerve, good. That means you're waking up. Now, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment your final phrase. My mind is my fortress.